channel. I'm Alexis, aka the Sloth Reader, and I'm here today to do the On My Shelf tag. I will leave the original creator's video linked down below. I just really wanted to do this video, and I'm pre-filming a bunch of videos while I'm on vacation, and this was like a fun one to do because it seems pretty easy and straightforward, so let's get into it. Question number one is, how many bookshelves do you own? So I technically have like my regular books on 5 shelves. I have the 1, the 2, the 3 behind me. I have one right there, and then I have one over there. But I actually have another one in my bedroom that kind of holds all of my like coffee table books. It holds all of my manga, all of my graphic novels, and then it also holds DVDs as well. So technically I have 6. I would really say 5 of them are kind of what I consider like my bookshelves. Question number 2 is, how many books are on your bookshelves? The easiest way to do this is to just pick a shelf and try to guess. This shelf behind me has 24 books on it, and then you take into the fact that I have 5 bookshelves and each of them has 5 shelves on it. According to math, that's 600 books, which seems like a lot. I don't feel like I have 600 books. I have some spaces in my other 2 shelves that aren't on camera, where just like I kind of wanted to keep series together, so I just have like random spaces. And then my 5th bookshelf actually doesn't have the last shelf full, so I would say probably 500. That's probably a good guess. Question number 3 is, how do you organize your books? I organize my books alphabetically by author, last name. I've talked about this before, but when I was in high school, I used to volunteer at a library, and my main job was shelving books alphabetically by author, last name, because I was in charge of the young adult section. So it's just the most natural way for me to organize books. I think in terms of like author, last name, I'm really good at remembering authors. So it's just the easiest way for me to shelve books. It's the easiest way for me to find books. I've tried different methods of organization in the past, and they just don't work for me personally. Question number 4 is, what is the oldest book on your bookshelf? For me, I think that would be this copy of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This is the Reinhardt editions. It was apparently 95 cents, and if I look at the publication page, it says this is an 8th printing, and it was printed in February 1960. And I got this edition out of an old box of books that my grandma had that she had given to me and my brother. So yeah, I think this is the oldest book I have. Question number 5 is, what is the newest book on your bookshelf? And ironically, on the day that I'm filming this, I just went to the bookstore and bought 2 new books. So spoiler for the book haul you'll see at the end of the month, the 2 books I purchased today were The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I've known so many people who have given this book 5 stars, who have raved about it, so I've been dying to pick it up. And then a new release, which was The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, which just, I've been in such a thriller mood, and I've enjoyed Kara Thomas's work in the past, and it just sounds so interesting. So these 2. Question number 6 is, what is the longest book on your shelf? The longest book I have on my shelves is Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, which is a book I'm still currently reading, slowly making my way through this over the course of the year. I do plan to finish it this year, but this is definitely the longest book on my shelves. Question number 7 is, what is the shortest book on your shelf? And without a doubt for me, that is going to be Master Harold and the Boys, which is a play by Athol Fugard, who is a South African playwright. This is only 60 pages long. It is actually my favorite play, so if you guys are interested in checking this out, I highly, highly recommend it. It's a really beautiful story, but it is the shortest thing I own. Question number 8 is, what is the predominant genre on your shelf? With fantasy, I think, without a doubt. I think I can confidently say I own more fantasy than anything. But I will say in the last like 2 years, I think I have branched out a lot. I think I do have a lot of fantasy, but I've been reading a lot of contemporary. I've been reading a lot more literary fiction. I feel like I have more nonfiction on my shelves in the past 2 years than I have ever had. But definitely fantasy. More fantasy than anything. Question number 9 is, have you done a bookshelf tour? I have. I actually did one last year. I will link it down below. When I first moved into this apartment. I feel like my shelves have changed a lot since then, because I've done, I think, like 2 unhauls since then, and I've purchased a lot of books since then, but I will link it down below in case you guys are interested. Question number 10 is, go on a random number generator and talk about the book that corresponds with that number. I'll do 1 per shelf, 1 per bookshelf, 1 per like individual shelf, and then 1 for whatever book that is. But let's find out. Alright, so we've got 2, so that means this bookshelf, and then we'll do 1 through 5 again, and we got 5, which is the bookshelf all the way at the bottom. You guys can't see. And then we'll say 1 through 20, because I feel like it's a safe bet that I at least have 20 books on that shelf. And we got 2, so let's see what that is. And so the book that corresponds to, weirdly enough, is The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. I've never actually read this. I don't remember when I bought this. It's definitely one of the classics I would be interested in reading. I think I'm more interested in reading this than in Hugo's other work, because it's shorter. To be quite frankly. But yeah, this is the one. I'm sorry I didn't get one with like an actual story behind it. Question number 11 is, do you have any fan merch or any other decorations on your shelves? Yes, I do. Obviously, you guys know I do collect Funkos. You see my Funkos in every video. I have my little thing of bookmarks right here. I have some other stuff on my shelves too. I can't put anything too low, because if I put anything basically on the bottom 2 shelves, my cats will knock it down. Mostly I have Funkos. I have my little TBR things right here. I've got some other things like this mug my mom got me when she was in Mexico. I do have a couple of pictures of like me and my grandma here and there. On the other shelves is probably where most of my fan merch is. But the next question is to show us your shelves, so I will just show you guys that in a second. But yeah, to basically bring this as far out so you can see that shelf, that is what that shelf looks like. Nothing really special. There's my cat. Look at her. Isn't she so cute? Look at her sleeping. But yeah, so those are the main shelves that you guys get to see me film in front of. This is the shelf that's beside my TV. Again, it just continues alphabetically. I used to collect perfume jars, which you can see in the top shelf, and then I've got my Disney Funkos. There's my other cat walking in the background. And then it just, you know, my Harry Potter shelf, my Rick Riordan shelf, and then the bottom down there. And then my 5th shelf is over here. Unfortunately, the lighting is a little bit worse, but you'll have to deal with it. So this is my top shelf. I have all of my Victoria Schwab stuff up there, along with my Happy Hello art bookmarks. I've got my Yuri on Ice bookmarks. This is my next shelf. You can see all my Raven Cycle merch there in the corner, and then the bottom 2 shelves down there. Again, you can't really see it because I don't really have enough room to film over here. That's why I never do. Alrighty guys, so that was the on my shelf tag. I realize you guys never get to see my other bookshelves, but I also realize that the reason for that is because they don't look as pretty as these two. I've done that intentionally. Alrighty guys, I would absolutely love to know how you guys organize your bookshelves, because I think that's so interesting, like how we all do it. Like some people do the rainbow shelves. I can't do the rainbow shelves. That is a hot mess for me. I know some people just do it like completely arbitrarily. Some people do by genre. I've always thought about doing it by genre, but I know that I have so much fantasy that it would be like a gross, like, you know, it would be like this much fantasy and like everything else would just be on like one shelf. But I would absolutely love to know how you guys organize your bookshelves. If you like what I do, I upload videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you guys soon with another one. Bye!